Hey tech and AI news friends. Today we're looking at why your neighbors would actually rather live next to an Amazon warehouse than a data center. How often Google's AI is getting things completely wrong. And Anthropic's surprise $400 million bet on biotech. This is the Daily Bite. Your neighbors prefer Amazon warehouses to data centers. A fascinating Harvard and MIT poll just dropped, and it turns out people have strong feelings about what gets built in their communities. While 40% of respondents support data center development and 32% oppose it, residents overwhelmingly prefer Amazon warehouses when given a choice. The reason? Jobs and economic benefits are tangible and immediate with warehouses, while data centers raise concerns about power consumption, environmental impact, and resource usage. Here's the kicker, though. Amazon's largest data center in Indiana is already causing water depletion issues for nearby residents. This highlights a pretty uncomfortable truth. We all want instant cloud access and AI-powered services, but nobody wants the infrastructure required to deliver them in their backyard. It's a classic case of demanding the benefits while rejecting the costs, and it's going to make expanding digital infrastructure increasingly challenging. Google's AI answers wrong 9 to 15% of the time. So, new analysis just came out looking at the accuracy of Google's AI overviews, and the numbers are honestly concerning. Their Gemini 2 model hit 85% accuracy, Gemini 3 improved to 91%, and the New York Times found about 90% accuracy overall. Now, 90% sounds pretty good until you remember we're talking about Google scale here. With billions of searches happening every single day, even a 10% error rate translates to millions of wrong answers being confidently delivered to users daily. That's a lot of misinformation potentially shaping decisions, from health questions to financial advice. The accuracy is reasonably high, sure, but when you're positioning AI answers as authoritative search results at massive scale, reasonably high might not be good enough. Google's got some serious work ahead to close that accuracy gap before people stop trusting these AI summaries altogether. Anthropic drops $400 million on biotech startup. Anthropic just acquired Coefficient Bio for approximately $400 million in stock, and this is a pretty significant move. Coefficient Bio was operating in stealth mode, building AI tools specifically designed for drug discovery and biological research. We're talking about systems that can optimize research planning, speed up drug discovery workflows, and even help navigate regulatory strategy in the pharmaceutical world. This acquisition shows Anthropic is serious about expanding beyond general-purpose AI into specialized domains like life sciences. The biotech sector has been hungry for better AI tools, and bringing biology-specific expertise in-house could give Anthropic a major edge in this space. It's a smart play that combines cutting-edge AI capabilities with one of the most challenging and potentially lucrative applications, discovering new medicines faster and more efficiently. Databricks co-founder claims AGI already exists. Matei Zaharia just won the ACM's top computing prize for his work on Apache Spark and distributed systems. Pretty huge deal. But what's getting even more attention is his statement that AI, artificial general intelligence, is already here. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear him out. He's not saying we have sci-fi robots walking around. Zaharia argues that AGI exists in a form we just don't recognize or appreciate yet. Coming from someone who literally built the infrastructure powering much of today's AI, this isn't just random speculation. He's suggesting we need to completely rethink how we define AGI achievement, rather than waiting for some dramatic future breakthrough. It's a fascinating perspective that challenges the whole AGI is coming in 2030 narrative we keep hearing. Ruby on Rails makes a comeback, thanks to AI. Okay, this one surprised me. Ruby on Rails is having a renaissance, and it's all about AI token efficiency. Turns out Ruby is the second most token-efficient mainstream language for large language models. What does that mean? More concise, readable code that uses fewer tokens and costs less money when you're hitting AI APIs. With 22 years of mature features and that conventions over configuration philosophy, Rails lets you build complex AI-powered apps faster than you might with Python. And here's the kicker. As context windows become the bottleneck for AI applications, Token efficiency actually matters more and more. Rails optimizes for developer productivity and iteration speed, which is exactly what you want when building AI products. So if you wrote off Ruby as a relic, you might want to take another look. What really happens to aging programmers? Kate Gregory, a veteran C++ programmer and cancer survivor, just published something the industry desperately needed to hear. She surveyed hundreds of software engineers about aging in tech, exploring their fears, what's changed, and what they've lost along the way. The big reveal? The single factor that predicts how well programmers age has nothing to do with physical decline. It's all about mindset and adaptation. A lot of developers fear becoming obsolete, getting pushed into management roles they don't want, or just being seen as irrelevant in a youth-obsessed industry. Gregory's piece offers real, pragmatic advice about career longevity and addresses the elephant in the room: where do all the older programmers go? This is essential reading for anyone planning to be in this field for the long haul. Meta's Roundup AI overhaul starts with NewSpark. Meta just released NewSpark, and this isn't just another model update, it's the first step in a complete rebuild of their AI strategy. Unlike their previous models that basically stitched vision and text capabilities together, NewSpark was built from scratch to integrate visual information natively. The result? Better speed, better intelligence, and a foundation for their entire scaling ladder going forward. It features advanced reasoning, health insights, and improved safety features. What's really interesting here is the strategic signal. Meta is clearly pivoting hard away from metaverse investments and going all in on AI. After months of uncertainty about their AI direction, NewSpark shows they're serious about competing in this space. This is Meta laying the groundwork for whatever comes next. Pierre Computer, reimagining GitHub for AI agents. Startup Pierre Computer is building something fascinating, an API-first code storage infrastructure designed specifically for machines and LLMs, not humans. Think of it as a scaled-up version of GitHub's infrastructure layer, but optimized entirely for AI agents. Meanwhile, GitHub itself is introducing agentic workflows that let developers define automation goals using natural language and simple markdown files. This leverages how good LLMs have gotten at understanding natural language, making automation way more accessible. The infrastructure is designed to be sovereign and tamper-proof, which matters for serious deployments. This represents a fundamental shift in how AI agents interact with code repositories. We're moving from human-first interfaces to machine-first infrastructure, and that's going to unlock entirely new categories of AI-powered automation. The fact that both a startup and GitHub are pushing in this direction tells you where the industry is headed. AI's fossil fuel problem, gas plants powering the future. So here's a wild development that should probably worry us more than it does. Meta, Microsoft, and Google are going all in on natural gas power plants to fuel their AI data centers, and the demand is so intense that turbine prices are expected to skyrocket 195% by the end of this year. Yeah, you heard that right, almost triple the cost. The irony here is pretty thick. These companies love to talk about their climate commitments, but they're building out massive fossil fuel infrastructure to train AI models. Now, wind power is an option, but it would require 4 times more land, though it would use less water. The real concern? We're locking in decades of fossil fuel dependency just as climate pressures are mounting, and these could become seriously expensive stranded assets down the line. It's a risky bet that might not age well. Moonbounce raises $12 million for AI safety controls. A new startup called Moonbounce just launched in Oakland with $12 million in funding, and they're tackling a critical problem, making sure AI systems actually behave the way they're supposed to. Founded by a former Meta trust and safety leader, Moonbounce converts content moderation policies into real-time AI behavior controls at the code level. Basically, it's a guardrail system that checks AI outputs before they reach users, ensuring everything aligns with your policies and standards. As more organizations deploy AI at scale, the need for consistent, predictable behavior becomes absolutely essential. You can't have AI systems going rogue or producing harmful outputs because the policy guidelines were too vague or inconsistently applied. Moonbounce's approach of baking policy compliance directly into the AI's control layer could be exactly what enterprises need to confidently scale their AI deployments without constant surprises. Is this information helpful? Let me know in the comments. Tap like, hit subscribe, and share with a friend. It really helps the channel. See you in the next edition of the Daily Bite.